Folks, listen to this. He turned $15-20 million investment into Bitcoin. Again, starting in 2014, he flipped that into over $2 billion. The world's smartest billionaire just bought Bitcoin, and I'm talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. The name is Peter Thiel. He's been bullish on crypto for a long time, and before I get into, why I think he's the smartest billionaire and his recent investment, let's listen to him talk about Bitcoin 7 years ago.
I do think people are a little bit are maybe underestimating Bitcoin specifically, because it's like a reserved form of money. It's like gold, and it's just a store of value. You don't actually need to use it to make payments. And it's been, there's about $70 billion worth of Bitcoin in the world. There's $9 trillion worth of gold, and if Bitcoin ends up being the cyber equivalent of gold, and it has a great potential left. So it's a very different kind of thing from what people in Silicon Valley normally focus on. Companies, not algorithms or protocols. But this may be one exception that's very underestimated.
All right, if you don't know about Peter Thiel, it's a pretty fascinating story. All right, first thing, he's worth $10 billion, okay? He was also a child prodigy. He got first place in a math competition in middle school in the state of California. I'm talking about the entire state. He got first place in that math competition. Then he was valedictorian. Then he went to Stanford. And then he founded PayPal, okay? PayPal ended up acquiring X. And then Elon Musk was the CEO of PayPal. When they kicked out Elon Musk as CEO, Peter Thiel replaced him. So he's actually the guy that replaced Elon Musk at PayPal. That's not even half his wins. 2 years after selling PayPal, he was the first outside investor of Facebook, okay? He turned $500,000 into over $1 billion. He then deployed that SpaceX, Uber, Airbnb, a whole bunch of early ventures. So you see the guy's built a little bit different, but now let's enter his Bitcoin era, okay? 2 years after he first started selling Facebook stock in the IPO, 2012, he sold that Facebook stock. 2014, he became an investor in Bitcoin. Folks, listen to this. He turned $15-20 million investment into Bitcoin. Again, starting in 2014, he flipped that into over $2 billion. Yes, he actually sold Bitcoin. He got pretty much the top. He sold a lot in early 22 and late 21. But that's not where the story ends. In fact, that's just where it begins, because this guy became a buyer in Bitcoin. And I just want you to think about that for a second, okay? This guy was an OG in Bitcoin, right? 2012, 2014. How many Bitcoin whales that were buying early Bitcoin continue to buy Bitcoin? Because what you end up seeing is you have the influencer. He bought a bunch of Bitcoin when he was 12 years old in his mom's basement, and now he has a yacht. And you're like, okay, wow, how'd you pay for your yacht? Oh, I sold a little Bitcoin. Oh, when's the last time you bought Bitcoin? Oh, I never bought Bitcoin. I mined it 10 years ago. This guy was in that ecosystem then and is still buying Bitcoin. In fact, let's talk about his recent purchase here. So how much did he end up buying? Folks, this man just spent $200 million on Bitcoin and Ether, and it's through Founders Fund. Founders Fund is his investment firm. Founders Fund actually has $12 billion in assets under management, and Bitcoin is making up $200 million. Okay, so just kind of do the math right there. That is roughly a 2% investment that they have vested into Bitcoin and Ethereum. And according to Bloomberg, they made these purchases under $30,000 for Bitcoin. So we don't know his exact price. We don't know his exact entry point here, but we know that during the bearish period, he was buying Bitcoin, okay, because they say it was late summer, fall of 22, essentially, 1 or 2 months before the exact bottom. This man was buying hundreds of millions of dollars worth of cryptocurrency. And $200 million, don't get me wrong, that is a substantial amount. Sure, it's a large amount. No, the reason I'm bullish is the potential domino effect, okay? I think we're going to see a domino effect from Peter Thiel making this allocation. Just think about 2% allocation for $12 billion. Well, BlackRock has 10 trillion plus. So, when you start doing the math on 1% allocation, 2% allocation, the numbers really start to go up very, very quickly. This man is, people look at him, they respect him. He's early Yelp, Spotify, SpaceX. There's so many companies, I can't even name them all. They're going to say, oh, wait, not only did he buy Bitcoin in 2014, anybody could have bought Bitcoin in 2014 with a time machine, but he's buying recently. And you know what they say? Well, not only did he buy in 2014, he bought recently. So you know what? Let's go ahead and put a 1% allocation. Hey, Jimbo, put 2% allocation in our fund. What do we have? Oh, just a casual $1 trillion. Everybody's saying, oh, $1 trillion is high. Folks, this guy is connected to the richest people, okay? The richest Silicon Valley investors, the richest finance people, and all the tech guys. And what kind of finance guy is going to get into Bitcoin if not a tech guy? So when you have all these tech-savvy billionaires making massive amounts of, investments here and there, why wouldn't you do a 1 or 2% allocation? And there's something special about these Silicon Valley billionaires, okay? I say Silicon Valley, that name might ring a bell. Well, the reason it rings a bell is Silicon Valley Bank collapse. Here, I'm going to throw up a headline for you right there. These people are primed to already distrust banks. They're already primed to hate the central bank. And they're already primed to look for a quality asset. They need a flight to quality. Bitcoin is that flight. Peter Thiel is the first domino. And we're going to see massive moves. I'm expecting more and more of these billionaires to start allocating 1, 2, 5, 10% to Bitcoin. 100K is possible in 2024, folks.